Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Hopkinton High School turf fields. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM, as today the 5-2 Hopkinton Hillers take on 6-1 Xaverian brothers. Tom Nappy on the call, Denise Untakia on camera. Happy to be with you on a beautiful Thursday afternoon. HCAM Weather Center reading at 56 degrees, sunny skies, and we are just about ready to go here at Hopkinton High School. Pitching for the Hillers today is going to be Nick Pedroli getting the start. Pedroli has been relied on this season on the mound. He's pitched 6 innings so far, a 1.17 ERA, and he is hoping for a successful day on the hill today. Let's take a look at the Xaverian brothers lineup. Leading off is going to be the third baseman, Jack O'Neill. Shortstop, Jackson Morse bats second. Second baseman, Nolan Rapoli hits third. Jack Cohen, right fielder, hitting cleanup. Brady Hargraves, catcher, hitting fifth. Mike O'Keefe, left fielder, hitting sixth, as we're just about ready for the first pitch. Abe Anderson, DH, hitting seventh. Charlie Gallagher, first baseman, hitting eighth. Nick Wenstrom, left fielder, hitting ninth. Wenstrom's the center fielder. And we'll get you the Hiller defense in just a moment as Jack O'Neill steps in, and we are ready to get this game underway. Wind up and the pitch. First pitch is outside, 1-0. Let's take a look at the Hiller defense. You got Nick Pedroli on the mound, Cal Mahan behind the plate. Wind up and the pitch. And this is hit up the right side, right to the second baseman. Not a problem. One away. That'll bring up Jackson Morse, the shortstop. Michael Sullivan at first base. Gabe Cafazzo just made that nice catch. He's playing second base. Dylan Ruff at shortstop, Andrew Bauschman to third baseman. From left to right, Christian Wheeler, James Hayward, Zach Stacy. Jackson Moore steps in, and that pitch outside, 1-0. Jackson Morse, a 400 hitter on the season. And that pitch outside, 2-0. Jolie set to deal, leg lift and the pitch. And that pitch just a little outside, 3-0 on Morse. Hiller softball will be getting underway at 4:30. They're taking on Newton North in a big game for the softball team. Both Hiller baseball and softball got big wins yesterday over in Norton. We'll tell you more about that in just a bit. 3-1 the count. Leg lift and the pitch. Hit high in the air, right side. Could be a little bit of trouble with that sun. It's going to drop. A 1-out single for Morse. And that'll bring up Nolan Rapoli, the second baseman. Now, Xaverian Brothers has taken 2 of the last 3 games, last 3 meetings between these two teams. Hillers hoping to even up the series here today. Checking at first, runner back safe. Nolan Rapoli, second baseman at the plate, hitting a .462 on the season, 5 RBIs, 5 runs. Check in once again at first, runner back. 1 on, 1 out. And he gets a piece of this one left side, picked up by the third baseman. Throw to first, they'll get the out. Nearly doubled him up, but the runner on was just able to get back. 5-3 on the out, 2 away, and that'll bring up Jack Cohen, the right fielder. Well, yesterday, Hiller baseball beat Norton 7-6. The game went into extra innings. Hillers took the lead on the top of the 7th. Norton tied it up, sent it to the 8th, and Hillers able to score a run in the 8th as the runner from first takes off. Jackson Morse aboard at second with a stolen base. Pajoli takes a look at second, steps back towards the bag. Runner back. Wants to keep those runners at bay. And this is hit to the left side, picked up at short, throw to first, and they'll get the out. Dylan Ruff to Michael Sullivan, the 6-3 for out number 3. And just like that, we are heading to the bottom of the first. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM. This program is brought to you in part by TVLSports.net. You can view the standings, stories, pictures, highlights, and more about the 12 teams in the Tri-Valley League at TVLSports.net. TVLSports.net is an independent news and media website reporting on the TVL and is not associated with the MIAA, Tri-Valley League, or any town or school. Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. Just about set for the bottom of the first. Let's get you the Hopkinton Hillers lineup. Mitch Simulus, the DH, will hit first. Nick Pajoli, the pitcher, hitting second. Dylan Ruff, shortstop, hitting third. Michael Sullivan, first baseman, hitting cleanup. Andrew Bauschman, third baseman, hitting fifth. Cal Mahan, catcher, hitting sixth. Zach Stacy, right fielder, hitting seventh. James Hayward, center fielder, hitting eighth. Gabe Cafazzo, second baseman, hitting ninth. And odd man out of the lineup, Christian Wheeler, who's in left field. Jack Leonardo, the pitcher for Xaverian Brothers. Brady Hargraves is his battery mate behind home plate. At first base, you got Charlie Gallagher. Second base, Nolan Rapoli. Shortstop, Jackson Morse. Third base, Jack O'Neill. From left to right, you got Mike O'Keefe, Nick Wenstrom, and Jack Cohen. As we are just about ready for the first Hiller hitter, Jack Leonardo on the season has not pitched yet. We'll have to see if there's any pitching stats available on him, but as of right now, it doesn't appear to be. As Mitch Simulus set to step in. Line up and the pitch. And right off the bat, he drives this one into center field. And was that caught? It was indeed. What a catch by the center fielder. Nick Wenstrom coming to a dive. First pitch, first out. Great dive there by Wenstrom, the center fielder, as Nick Pajoli set to step in. Pajoli, red hot on the season, hitting a .455, squares the bunt, pulls it back, and there's ball one. Lined up and the pitch. And he gets a piece of this one, drives it foul. 1-1. Yeah, it looks like it's the first appearance out there for Jack Leonardo. 2-1 the count. Leg lift and the pitch. And that one is in there for a strike. Wind up in the pitch, and this is hit high in the air, right side, and it's going to be dropped by the center fielder, and he's going to keep going. Pedroli to second, and he's going to third. The throw in off the mark, and he slides in with a triple. A one-out triple for Nick Pedroli, and the Hillers are in business. What a great piece of hitting that was by Pedroli. Drove it high to right center. It was near the fence. And Wenstrom had a long reach, nearly was able to make the play, but it just dropped in front of him. Dylan Ruff stepping in. He's hitting a .450 on the season. 5 RBIs and 5 runs. Also has 3 doubles to his credit. A little conversation with the umpire here. Had a long reach, nearly was able to make the play. Well, the Hillers, they've been making a lot of noise with the bats lately, and they're hoping to keep that theme going here today. There's a strike. Oh, and 1 the count. Leg lift and the pitch, and this is hit high in the air, left side, and it is going to go foul. If that stayed fair, that might have cleared the ballpark. He drove that one a mile. 0-2 the count. Leonardo working from the stretch. Leg lift and the pitch, just outside. That'll make the count 1-2. Wind up and the pitch, and this is hit up the left side, and they double him up. It was right to the third baseman, and he's able to plant the tag on Pedroli. That is just tough luck by the Hillers. So they get the line out, and they tag Pedroli at third, and that will conclude the first inning. We will head to the top of the second on HCAM.
HCAM is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by the Hopkinton Independent newspaper and online news site. The newspaper reaches 100% of the homes and businesses in town, and the website is updated daily with exclusive Hopkinton content. Readers can receive a daily newsletter and breaking news alerts via email.
Welcome back. We are ready for the top of the second. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for Xaverian brothers. Brady Hargraves, the catcher, set to step in. He'll be followed up by Mike O'Keefe and Abe Anderson. Nick Pedroli out there for his second inning of work. Had a nice first inning on the mound. Wind up and the pitch. A little bit high. So Hiller softball, they'll be getting underway with Newton North in about 20 minutes or so. They got a nice win against Norton, as did Hiller baseball. That pitch outside. Hiller softball got the 2-1 win in a pitcher's duel against a very good Norton team. Norton was previously undefeated at 7-0 going into that game, but the Hillers hand them their first loss. Breaking pitch there, didn't break quite enough. 2-1. And as for Hiller baseball, Norton baseball, no joke either. They were 6-1. Hillers went in there at 4-2 and improved to 5-2 with the win. That pitch outside, 3-1. So a couple of nice wins yesterday for these teams, and they're hoping to keep it going here today. And we'll have the softball game live for you as well. Mike Tarosian will be on the call for that one as Brady Hargraves draws the walk, and that'll bring up Mike O'Keefe. Petroli has thrown 16 pitches so far. Mike O'Keefe hitting a .412 for Xaverian brothers. 5 RBIs, 4 runs. Takes that one for a strike, 0-1. Xaverian as a team hitting .347. Hillers are hitting a .294. Checking at first. And a good pickoff throw there. Nearly got him, but runner back safe. There's a pinch runner at first base. It is Grayson Mazza, the courtesy runner for the catcher. That pitch low and inside. And did that hit him? Yes, it did. So Mike O'Keefe hit by a pitch, and all of a sudden you got 2 on with no outs. Abe Anderson, the DH, set to step in. Abe Anderson has not had much experience at the plate this season. And it is a windy day out here today. So some of those fly balls could be a little bit difficult. And there you hear a big wind gust coming in. That pitch outside, 1-0. We'll just cross our fingers and hope this wind dies down a little bit, especially before it gets colder later in the evening. Hillers are going to get some warm-up action going as this is hit high in the air, right side foul. One and one the count. Both runners with a slight lead, 2 on, no outs. And that pitch just outside. 2-1. Takes a look at second and delivers. Swing and a miss. 2-2. A strikeout would be huge here for Pedroli and the Hillers. Leg lift and the pitch. There's a strike, and he got him. Gets him looking. 1 down. That'll bring up Charlie Gallagher, the first baseman. Gallagher at a .294 on the season, 5 RBIs, 7 runs scored. Wind up and the pitch, just outside. Nice block behind the plate by Mahan. Check it at second, runner back safe. It's runners on first and second with 1 out. Runner taking off from second, throw to third, and just a little bit late. Both runners take off, and both of them get a steal. Well, some good aggressive base running by Xaverian brothers. They know they got to try to take advantage of this opportunity. And that's fouled away. 2-2 the count. Leg lift and the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll make it 2-2. He winds and deals a little high, and Mahan thought about a back pick, but held on to it. Count is full. Both runners with a slight lead. And this is hit high in the air, right side towards the fence. And that is foul. That cleared the ballpark. Fortunately, foul ball. Wind up and the pitch. And a breaking ball stays high. Walk is drawn. Bases loaded for Xaverian. And that'll bring up Nick Winstrom, the left fielder. And we're going to get a little discussion on the mound. Coach Anderson going to come out and bring the infield in for a chat. Got the ninth hitter in the lineup coming up, Nick Winstrom. Now, this is an opportunity for the Hillers to get a well-needed out. Winstrom hitting a 167 on the season. But certainly no one in this Xaverian Brother Hawk lineup is an easy out. And a discussion here. The umpire and perhaps the coaches, it looks like. All right, we're ready to resume. Bases loaded, one out. Winstrom at the plate. Wind up and the pitch. Outside, 1-0. Leg lift and the pitch. Swing and a miss, 1-1. That wind really blowing around out there. Wind up and the pitch. And fouled into the backstop, 1-2. Big pitch coming up here. Leg lift and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. 2 away. A big out there for the Hillers, but top of the order for the Hawks. Jack O'Neill stepping in. Jack O'Neill, 286 on the season. 3 RBIs, 6 runs. Leg lift and the pitch. Inside, 1-0. I'll tell you, if Pedroli could get out of this with no harm, that'd be quite impressive. Pedroli up to 35 pitches. Wind up and the pitch. Hit in the air, right side, could be trouble, and that's going to clear the fence. A grand slam for Jack O'Neill. And just like that, it's a 4-0 Xaverian Brothers lead. Jack O'Neill, the leadoff man, clears the ballpark. Absolutely tattooed that ball. Well, that's the last thing you wanted to happen there. And that will bring up Jackson Morse, the shortstop. Now Jack O'Neill clearing the bases. Line up and the pitch outside.
Maybe the wind helped it.
And Denise bringing up a good point. Perhaps the wind gave that a push. It's very possible. That wind is blowing towards us, so it would be blowing out. So definitely possible that the wind gave that ball a nice boost. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled away. Well, the Hillers will have to get the bats going. 2-2 the count. Wind up and the pitch. And that's fouled up the right side. Leg lift and the pitch. A little outside. Two and two the count. And this is hit in the air towards the second baseman, and it is caught for the out. And that will wrap up the top of the second, but not before Jack O'Neill goes yard with a grand slam. It's 4-0 as we head to the bottom of the second on HCAM. HCAM Sports is supported by our viewers and by the Dentist at Hopkinton. The Dentist at Hopkinton provides services including comprehensive dental care, same-day crowns, facial aesthetics, periodontal care, cosmetic dentistry, and implant dentistry. The Dentist at Hopkinton is located at 77 Main Street and online at hopdent.com. Bottom of the second inning, Hillers with some work to do, trailing 4-0 after a grand slam home run by Jack O'Neill. Swing and a miss there by Michael Sullivan. 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. Michael Sullivan, Andrew Pauschman, and Kel Mahan. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. So you got Colin Mont on the hill now For Xaverian brothers, he's pitched a third of an inning, giving up 6 earned runs. He's out there for his second appearance of the season. That pitch outside. So a short outing for Jack Leonardo. Leonardo only pitching 1 inning. Now you wonder if it was designed that way, or did something happen? Did he perhaps obtain an injury? Swing and a miss there. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss, and there's an out. But of course, we hope it was designed that way, and Leonardo's doing just fine. Andrew Bauschman's set to step in. First pitch to Bauschman, a strike, 0-1. Wind up and the pitch, outside. 1-1 the count. And that pitch in there for a strike, 1-2. Xaverian brothers 6-1, Hillers 5-2. As this is hit on the ground to short, throw to first, they'll get the out. 6-3 for out number 2, and that's going to bring up Cal Mahan. Calvin Mahan, a .263 on the season, 1 RBI, 3 runs scored. Leg lift and the pitch. Outside. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. The 2-1. And that's fouled off. 2-2. Next week is the school break. Hiller baseball has 1 game, a road game on Tuesday against North Attleboro. They were hoping for strike 3 there, but slightly outside, says the home plate umpire. Full count. Leg lift and the pitch. And he gets a piece of this one, and that is going to be a base hit into left field. A 2-out single for Mahan. And it'll bring up Zach Stacy, the right fielder. Little bloop shot into left field. We're going to get a courtesy runner for the catcher. Ryan Lang in the game to pinch run. Colin Mont set to deliver. Swing and a miss. Ball got away from the catcher. Runner at first stays put. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Hillers softball and Newton North will be getting underway in a few minutes. North in the field right now doing pregame warm-ups. You can also catch that game live. So go grab another computer or TV screen and you can watch some Hiller baseball and softball. A little bit of multitasking. 1-2 the count. Checking at first, runner back safe. Well, the Hawks going to keep these Hiller runners at bay. They know what they like to do on the base paths. And that's fouled away. Leg lift and the pitch. And this is hit high in the air, left side, and it is caught by the left fielder, Mike O'Keefe, for the third out. And we are heading to the top of the third with the Xaverian Hawks leading the Hillers 4-0 on HCAM. Top of the third inning, 4-0 Xaverian lead over the Hillers after a grand slam by Jack O'Neill in the second inning, a 2-out grand slam. Right now you have the third hitter, Nolan Rapley, at the plate, and he's going to drive this one towards center field, and it is caught by James Hayward for the out. Well, Hayward had a battle the sun there, but a nice job staying with it and making the catch. That's going to bring up Jack Cohen, the right fielder. Well, Pedroli almost was able to battle out of the no-out, two-men-on situation last inning. Had a couple strikeouts until Jack O'Neill spoiled that plan. But he's hoping to settle down here as that's fouled off. 0-2. I tell you though, Pedroli's got some good stuff out there. His breaking pitches have some nice movement. And this is sliced up the middle, right back to Pedroli. Throw to first, not a problem. 1-3, 4 out, number 2. And that's going to bring up Brady Hargroves. Brady Hargraves, a .333 hitter. The catcher for this Xaverian Hawks team takes a breaking pitch there. And that's strike one, 0-1. And this is fouled away up the right side. 0-2. Leg lift and the pitch. A little too outside there. 1-2. Leg lift and the pitch. And this is hit high in the air towards right center and caught by Hayward for the out. 1-2-3 they go. To the bottom of inning number 3 we go. It's a 4-0 Xaverian lead on HCAM. Be sure to check out HCAM's must-see TV Wednesdays featuring brand new premieres and our weekly series that keeps you up to date with Hopkinton HCAM news. Also, the weekly series that breaks down your favorite local sports team, HCAM Sports Talk, and the show that keeps you up to date on the Tri-Valley League, TVL Sportsnet. That's must-see TV Wednesdays on HCAM. We are ready for the bottom of the 3rd inning. 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up for the Hillers. James Hayward, Gabe Cafazzo, and Mitch Simulus to try to get some offense going. Colin Mont out there for his 2nd inning of work. Jack Leonardo started the game, pitched a clean 1st inning. Well, relatively clean. Gave up a triple to Pedroli, but they ended up doubling him up on a line out right to the 3rd baseman by Dylan Ruff. That pitch just outside, 1-1. Hayward on the season, hitting a 118 so far. 2 runs, 5 RBIs. Swing and a miss there. James Hayward, a terrific hockey player. He was injured for a large portion of the winter season, but came back just in the nick of time at the end of the season and helped the Hillers get a lot of wins against some good teams, as that's fouled off into the parking lot. Yeah, he is fun to watch out there on the ice. Certainly also fun to watch on the baseball field as well. That pitch out high, 2-2. Hillers softball Newton North just about to get underway. That game also live on HCAM. A big meeting on the softball diamond between a couple of 2-2 teams, and he's going to run down to first, throw down, no problem, 1 away. So strikeout with the 1-3 out, or the 2-3 out, and that'll bring up Gabe Cafazzo. Gabe Cafazzo, new face on this year's team, as he gets a piece of this, and that is going to be, is that fair? It looks like it was foul. He will go back. Cafazzo, 200 batting average. Has only had 5 at-bats, however. So good to see him in there getting some experience. Some hitting experience. Here's the 0-1. And there's a strike, 0-2. Set to deliver. Ooh, look out. 1-2. Little inside heat there. Outside. 2-2. Colin Bond up to 30 pitches. And that pitch outside. That'll fill up the count. Top of the order due up next for the Hillers. Set to deliver. Look out, inside, and he draws the walk. And that'll bring up Mitch Simulus. 1 on, 1 out. And this is up the middle, and it is going to get in for a hit. The Hillers with something brewing here with 1 out. That'll bring up Nick Pajoli, who had a triple in his first plate appearance. Unfortunately, that inning was ended with a lineup right to the third baseman to get the out of the hitter and then tag Pajoli. A little mound discussion here. Nick Pajoli has been red hot with the bat. 455 on the season, 10 RBIs, 4 runs scored, has a homer to his credit. Runners on first and second for the Hillers. And pitcher takes a time there. Wind up and the pitch. A little low. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. A nice sunny day here at the turf, but certainly a little bit windy. Constant gusts of wind coming through. And a quick turn towards second, runner back. And the wind's blowing out too, so it's allowing some of these baseballs to really carry. Up high, check in at second, runner back. 3-0 the count. And that is low and inside. That's going to load the bases. Big opportunity here for the Hillers. Dylan Ruff, the shortstop, stepping in. And we're going to get a mound visit. There is warm-up action for Xaverian. Dylan Ruff hitting a .450 on the season. 5 runs, 5 RBIs, and has a chance to do some big damage here. And the umpire making a slow walk to break up the mound conversation. Mont set to deliver. Outside, 1-0. Wind up and the pitch. And a swing and a miss there, 1-1. 1 out in the inning. The inning started with a James Hayward strikeout, but the Hillers have since loaded the bases. Here's the 1-1. Outside. And a good scoop behind the plate by Brady Hargraves. Certainly don't want to give the Hillers any free runs here. Of course, I would like it if they gave the Hillers free runs, but that certainly is not in their game plan. 2-1 the count. And he gets a piece of this one. That's a rope into center field. One run is in, and another runner coming in behind him. The throw is late, and 2-run score for the Hillers. A 2 RBI single for Dylan Ruff. And the Hillers cut the Xaverian lead in half. Nick Pajoli advancing to second. And we're going to get another mound visit and maybe a pitching change. Looks like we will indeed get a pitching change. A 4-2 Xaverian lead, but the Hillers rallying. And they'll have 2 on with 1 out when we come back. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM.
Bay Path may have outgrown its space, but not its mission. We need your help to build a new facility that matches our capabilities and dedication. Join us and help ensure we can continue to provide exceptional care and find loving homes for animals for years and years to come. Thank you.
Set to continue on. New pitcher in the game. And what do we have here? All right, he's just getting the baseball. It's Tyler Korchin on the mound now for Xaverian. Third pitcher of the game for the Hawks. Stepping in, the cleanup man, Michael Sullivan. Hillers cut the Xaverian lead in half as Sullivan there takes a strike, 0-1. There was a 2 RBI single by Dylan Ruff. The drive-in Simulus and Cafazzo. Wind up and the pitch outside, 2-0. Or excuse me, 1-1. Michael Sullivan, he has been great at the plate for the Hillers this season. 400 batting average, 8 RBIs. He has been a machine at driving in runs for the Hillers lately. 2-1 the count. You can hear that wind continuing to blow, and it is just constant gusts. And there's a strike, 2-2. Well, Tyler Korchin has pitched 2 1/3 of an inning for Xaverian. And there's a pitch inside for a ball. Full count on Sullivan. A walk would reload the bases for the Hillers. And he is going to go down by way of the K. Got a piece of it, but into the catcher's glove it goes, 2 away. And that's going to bring up Andrew Bauschman. Set to deliver. Inside. Throw to third. And did they get him? They thought they did, but it looks like he might have been safe, but he does appear to be shooken up. That was Nick Pedroli sliding into third for the steal. It was a double steal for the Hillers. Ruff took second. And is he coming out of the game? Or he's just going to try to walk it off, see if he could stay in. Now it looks like he's coming out. So we're going to get a pinch runner in the game. Or is he back in there? Let's see. Nope, that is indeed a pinch runner for the Hillers. So Nick Pedroli out, a little shooken up there. We hope he's okay. And you got Travis Rich in the pinch run. And this is going to be hit up the middle. And it is caught for the out. And that will wrap up the bottom of the third. The Hillers do indeed cut the Xaverian lead in half. It's 4-2 as we head to the top of the fourth on HCAM. HCAM programming is brought to you in part by Weston Nurseries. Weston Nurseries has been selling plants since 1923 and features locations in Hopkinton, Lincoln, Hingham, and Chelmsford. You can visit them online at westonnurseries.com. Welcome back to the Hopkinton High School turf fields. A great sign. Nick Pajoli is in the game to pitch his fourth inning of work. He was a little shooken up sliding into third on a steal, but appears to be okay as he is back out there. Mike O'Keefe at the plate, the left fielder. 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for Xaverian. Mike O'Keefe, Abe Anderson, Charlie Gallagher. 0-1 the count. And a little discussion with the catcher. Well, he appears to be walking normally, so that's great to see. Pajoli's certainly a very valuable part of this team. That pitch up high, 1-1. Hiller softball taking on Newton North there in the bottom of the first. That game also live on HCAM. No runs as of yet. Inside, breaking ball. Some good movement, but a little inside. 2-1. Mike O'Keefe, in his only plate appearance today, was hit by a pitch. Ended up scoring a run and almost gets hit there. That one inside. And he scored as part of the grand slam by Jack O'Neill. Nice pitch there, in there for a strike. That'll fill up the count. Well, we just had a softball enter the baseball premises. Hiller's softball home run. They are just continuing to tattoo the ball. And a walk drawn here. So Mike O'Keefe is going to head to first base. He draws the walk. I want to say that was Tenley Wynn, number 10 for Hiller softball, who just hit the, looks like a 3-run shot for the Hillers. All right, we had a brief stoppage so they could clear the baseball field of all the softballs. Hopefully we'll see some more softballs hit over here by the Hillers. It's always great to see. A pitch outside. Abe Anderson, the DH at the plate. Struck out in his only plate appearance back in the second inning. Leg lift and the pitch. And that is a strike, 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. And this is fouled away. 1-2. And we'll have some Hiller softball action over the school break. Couple of games for you. More on that in just a moment. There's a strike. And he got him. Got him looking, one away. That'll bring up Charlie Gallagher, the first baseman. Well, Hiller softball next week. They'll be taking on Milford Scarlet Hawks. We'll have that game live for you. That's next Thursday. Also got a game Wednesday. And a runner from first is going to steal. Stolen base for O'Keefe. I believe it's North Attleboro. We will confirm. Checking at second, runner back safe. Nice pull down by Ruff. That is Lincoln Sudbury on Wednesday the 23rd, a 10 a.m. game. And then Thursday the 24th, Hiller softball takes on Milford. So we're excited for those games. Always fun seeing my former high school take on the Hillers. That pitch in there for a strike, 1-1. Runner on second, one out. Pedroli takes a look at second and deals. Just a hair outside. 2-1. Gallagher walked back in the second inning. Scored one of the 4 runs as part of the Jack O'Neill Grand Slam. And he fouls that one away. 2-2. Pedroli takes a long look at second and deals. And that is going to get by the catcher. Runner from second takes off and advances to third on the wild pitch. Still only 1 out in the inning. Big pitch coming here, full count. And it's outside, walk drawn. And that'll bring up Nick Wenstrom, the center fielder. And Coach Anderson coming out to the mound. I figure this could be the case. See if this is the day for Pedroli. He's thrown 67 pitches so far. And the coach will indeed take the ball. So we'll get a new pitcher for the Hillers. We'll let you know who that will be when we come back. You are tuned in to Hopkinton Hillers Varsity Baseball on HCAM. A 4-2 Xaverian lead, top of the 4th. We will be back in just a moment.
Bay Path may have outgrown its space, but not its mission. We need your help to build a new facility that matches our capabilities and dedication. Join us and help ensure we can continue to provide exceptional care and find loving homes for animals for years and years to come. Thank you.
New pitcher in the game for the Hillers. That's Noah Kramus into the game, and we did have some positional changes as well. Nick Pedroli, our new center fielder. Zach Stacy moves over from right field to left field, and James Hayward in at right field. And runner picked off a third. The throw over and still in the pickle. The throw back to by the pitcher, the tag, and they get him. A huge break for the Hillers, as they are able to pick Mike O'Keefe off at third base for the second out. Charlie Gallagher moved up from first base to second base, but now you got 1 on with 2 outs. As Neil Wenstrom steps back into the batter's box. Well, what a great back pick by Cal Mahan. Caught the runner sleeping, and they're able to get him. That pitch down low, 1-0. Runner from second going to take off. He'll advance with ease as that pitch gets away. Well, it's fortunate they picked him off. That would have been a run right there. Hiller softball leading Newton North 3-0. They're in the second inning. Wind up and the pitch. And a little bit inside there for the ball. That noise you heard was part of the softball fence blowing down, that big gust that just came in. And I'm here holding all the equipment. That pitch is in there for strikes. Swing and a miss, 2-2. If you're the Hillers, you would love to just get out of this inning and get those bats rolling. And this is driven left side and foul. Kramus has worked 4 innings so far this season, giving up 4 earned runs. That pitch in, and that's a strike. Got him! A nasty breaking pitch, and that will wrap up the top of the 4th. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th. Hillers coming up to the plate, trailing 4-2 on HCAM.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toon Time has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toon Time, Saturdays at 8, and start your weekend off with a laugh.
Bottom of the 4th inning, due up for the Hillers, 6, 7, and 8 hitters. Cal Mahan, Zach Stacy, and James Hayward to face Tyler Korchin, who came in last inning. Oh, and 1 the count. Mahan is 1 for 1 at the plate so far today. Singled in the second inning. Hillers hoping to get their bats going. That was a nice job by Noah Kramus getting out of that slight jam last inning, and a good start by Nick Pajoli. Pajoli stays in the game for the Hillers, moves over to center field, but on the mound he went 3 1/3 of an inning, giving up 2 hits, 4 earned runs, had 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So a pretty good outing for Pajoli, who is going to be heavily utilized this season as a pitcher for the Hiller team. That pitch up high, 3-1 now. Set to deliver, leg lift and the pitch, and this is going to be Hit up the left side, picked up by the third baseman, an off-balance throw, but he got him. A nice throw over by Jack O'Neill. One away. Jack O'Neill doing it all for Xaverian as Zach Stacy steps in. Oh, that hit him. Stacy will trot down to first after getting a badge of honor there. Hit by the pitch, and that's going to bring up James Hayward. Little mound discussion. Well, you got to take this wind with these slight gusts coming pretty constantly, probably affecting the pitches a little bit as well. Looks like Dylan Ruff is getting loose for the Hillers, so perhaps we'll see a mound appearance by Dylan Ruff. Hayward set to step in. He struck out his last time up. That was last inning. 1 on, 1 out. Wind up and the pitch. Outside, 1-0. Wind up and the pitch. Little outside there, 2-0. Yeah, if you're the Hiller hitters, right now, Court should have a little trouble finding the strike zone. Make him find it. Don't make his job easy. Fouled away, 2-1. Corchin set to deliver. And this is going to be hit up the left side. Throw to second for one, throw to first. They double him up. A 6-4-3 double play to wrap up the inning. Some good defense by Xaverian. And we will head to the top of the 5th on HCAM. HCAM programming is brought to you in part by Beaumaine Pizza and Grill. Made fresh, made local at Bill's on Main. You can visit them online at bomainhopkinton.com. Top of the 5th inning. Noah Kramus remains on the mound. Wind up and the pitch. Down low. It's top of the order for the Hawks. Jack O'Neill at the plate. He's had quite a day. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled off. Set to deliver. A little outside. 3-1 the count. Wind up and the pitch. And the walk is drawn. So Neal is aboard for his second time today. Of course, he had the grand slam in the second inning to make it a 4-0 game at the time. The Hillers did recently have Dylan Ruff warming up, so we'll see what the leash is on Kramus. Checking at first, runner back safe. First pitch, a ball. Set to deliver outside. And we're going to get a little mound discussion. It's a 3-1 count on Morse. Some words of encouragement from head coach Matt Anderson. Hiller softball remains on top, 3-0. They're in the third inning now, top of the third in that game. That game also live on HCAM. Mike Terosian and John Ritz, the crew for that game. Here at the baseball game, I'm Tom Nappy. We got Denise Antaki on camera. A nice sunny day, but some interesting wind gusts. Wind up in the pitch, and that is going to be a strike. Or actually, it's ball 3, and there's ball 4. All right, so it's going to be 2 on, no outs, and I think that's going to be the day for Noah Kramus. Coach Anderson coming back out. And he is indeed going to take the baseball. We'll have a new pitcher. Dylan Ruff is going to come in for the Hillers to take over. He'll move over from shortstop, and we'll see who the new shortstop will be when we come back. You are tuned in to Hiller Baseball on HCAM. Dylan Ruff out there, third pitcher of the game for the Hillers. He moves over from shortstop. Brian Lang, your new shortstop. Nolan Rapoli, the second baseman, stepping to the plate. Wind up in the pitch, outside. 2 on, no outs for the Hawks. Rapoli, a good hitter, 462 on the season. 5 RBIs, 5 runs, takes that one high. 2-0 the count. Due up next, you got the cleanup hitter, Jack Cohen. Some words of wisdom from Cal Mahan to Dylan Ruff. The book not closed on Kramus, but he went 2/3 of an inning and walked a pair. striking out one. But Kramus indeed responsible for the 2 runners still on. Leg lift and the pitch. And that is going to get away from the catcher. Both runners going to advance. And the count also 3-0 on Rapoli. A big opportunity here for Xaverian. Leg lift and the pitch. Nice breaking pitch. And there for a strike, 3-1. Wind up and the pitch. And this is driven to the left side and caught. Runner from third is going to tag. Strong throw, but it's cut off. And a sacrifice RBI flyout for Rapoli. So Jack O'Neill is around to score. Jackson Morris stays put at second base. And now you got the cleanup man coming up. Now a 5-2 lead for Xaverian. Cohen 0 for 2 on the day. He's hitting .412 on the season, 5 RBIs, 5 runs scored coming into today's game. Leg lift and the pitch, and this is hit high in the air towards left center. Caught by the center fielder. Runner from second is going to tag. The throw went off the glove of the cutoff man, and Morris is aboard. So they move the runner up, but there's now 2 outs. Brady Hargreaves coming to the plate. Oh, nice job by Nick Pajoli communicating out there. Called the left fielder Zach Stacy off and was able to make the catch. That pitch in there for a strike. Correction, that was a ball. 1-0. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike, 1-1. Slight lead by the runner at third as this is going to be hit up the middle, throw to first, and they get the out. 6-3 for out number 3. And that'll prevent any further damage. A run added by Xaverian, and they lead it 5-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th on HCAM. HCAM programming is supported by our viewers, thank you, and by Phipps Insurance Agency, representing companies such as MapFree Insurance. Their family-owned independent agency is deeply rooted in the communities they serve and offer time-tested insurance products to fit individual needs. Since 1950, Phipps Insurance specializes in home, auto, business, condo, and renters insurance. Bottom of the 5th inning, a new pitcher out there for Xaverian, Michael Conley, into the game. 4th pitcher of the day as Gabe Cafazzo steps to the plate. 9-1 and 2 hitters due up for the Hillers. Cafazzo, Mitch Simulus, Nick Pedroli. Well, Tyler Korchin came in. He was the 3rd pitcher of the day, and he pitched 1 2/3 of an inning, striking out a hitter. And Newton North closing in on Hillers softball in the bottom of the 3rd at that game. It's a 3-2 game. Hillers remain on top, and they just got a hit to put someone at first base. That game also live on HCAM. Mike Terosian on the call. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Two and one the count. Leg lift and the pitch. Down low. 3-1. Well, the Hillers would love to get the lead man on. And they will. That pitch outside. Cafazzo will head to first base. Well, Michael Conley, 3 RBIs, 8 runs scored, takes a strike. And they checked over at first base, runner back safe. Well, Cafazzo has speed. We'll see if the Hillers send him. You don't want to be, and they are going to send him. Throw to second, and it is in time. They get the out. Cafazzo caught stealing, one away. Well, that's a risk to send him against the strong arm of Brady Hargraves. Great throw to second base for the out. Two and oh the count. A little high. See, I don't like sending I wouldn't send the runner in this situation. You got the top of the order. The best part of your lineup. I think I'd let it play out. But hey, I'm not the coach. 3-1 the count. Line up and the pitch. And this is driven in the air, and what a catch in right field for the out. A diving catch by Jack Cohen. And Xaverian flashing the leather here today. 2 away, Nick Pedroli to the plate. And he takes that one for a strike, 0-1. Wind up and the pitch. Fouled off. 0-2. Well, Hillers softball adding another run. They're up 4-2 now. Wind up and the pitch. And just outside, they're going to contest down to see if he swung. First base umpire says nope. 1-2. Pedroli has tripled and walked so far today. Outside, 2-2. Set to deliver. And that's fouled off. Good battle here between Pedroli and Conley. Wind up and the pitch. And this is driven up the right side. That's going to trickle in. A 2-out single for Pedroli. Dylan Ruff set to step to the plate. As we get a big burst of wind. Runner on, 2 outs. There's a strike, 0-1. Connolly looks at first and deals. Fouled away. Wind up and the pitch down low. Set to deal. And that is going to be fouled off. 1-2 the count. And he is going to hit this one past the dive of the second baseman into center field. And Pedroli gets all the way to third. It's going to be runners on the corners with 2 outs for the Hillers. Now you think back, if they didn't try to steal Cafazzo, they would have had a run there. Michael Sullivan stepping to the plate. The big cleanup hitter for the Hillers. What a season he's having. 400 batting average coming into today's game. 8 RBIs. Hoping for more here. There's a strike. 0-1. Swing and a miss. A big swing there. 0-2. And he got him. And that is going to wrap up the bottom of the 5th. No damage done by the Hillers, despite the fact 2 reach. And we are moving on to the top of the 6th with Xaverian leading 5-2 on HCAM.
HCAM is supported by our viewers. Thank you. And by the Hopkinton Independent newspaper and online news site. The newspaper reaches 100% of the homes and businesses in town, and the website is updated daily with exclusive Hopkinton content. Readers can receive a daily newsletter and breaking news alerts via email.
Top of the 6th inning, first pitch to Michael O'Keefe is a ball. 1-0 the count. Till a rough out there for another inning of work as this is trickled up the right side, and it is ruled a foul ball. Bounced in from foul territory back to fair territory, but that is indeed a foul ball. 1-1. It's the 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up for Xaverian. Wind up and the pitch, and that is fouled off. 1-2. Hiller softball currently leading 5-2. They're in the 4th inning. Wind up and the pitch outside. 2-2 the count. And that pitch just outside, full count. Swing and a miss, he got him. One away, Abe Anderson set to step in. And this is on the ground, throw over, 6-3, 2 away. It's going to bring up Charlie Gallagher. It's on the ground, throw over, 6-3. It's going to bring up Charlie. Oh, and 1 the count. And therefore strike, 0-2. That pitch outside, 1-2. And this is hit in the air. That's going to drop into center field. And that's a 2-out hit for Gallagher. Wind up and the pitch. That's fouled away. So it's runner on first, 2 outs. Ruff working from the stretch. And the throw to second, they got him. caught stealing, and that is going to wrap up the inning. We'll move along to the bottom of the 6th on HCAM. Bottom of the 6th inning. Hillers running out of time to get something going. Andrew Bauschman set to step to the plate. 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up for the Hillers. First pitch a ball, 1-0. And this is fouled away. 1-1. Oh, that didn't sound good. Somebody might need to call their insurance company. Conley delivers. Actually, we got another pitcher out there. We'll let you know who that is in just a moment. And that will make the count 2-2. Wind up and the pitch, and that is going to be strike 3. Got him. 1 away, and that's going to bring up Cal Mahan. So you got Graham Walrap out there on the mound, 5th pitcher of the game for Xaverian as they go committee style. Cal Mahan steps in. And he puts this one in the air and foul. Right side, 0-1. Wind up and the pitch. Up high. 1-1. So we'll get you the line on Conley. He went 1 inning, giving up 2 hits, and had a walk and a strikeout. Hillers have not scored any runs since the 3rd inning. Set to deliver. Oh, that hit him. So Mahan gets the free pass to first base. Took that one off the back. Zach Stacy set to step in. And the coach out there checking on him, making sure he's okay. He got hit pretty hard there. And here comes the courtesy runner for the catcher. One on, one out. Zach Stacy at the plate. And he is going to drive this one up the middle. That's going to get in for a base hit. So it's 2 on, 1 out for the Hillers. Nice piece of hitting by Stacy. And now you got James Hayward due up. Pinch runner, by the way, is Travis Rich in there for running for Cal Mahan. And we're going to get, it looks like, another pitcher for Xaverian. So we'll see their 6th pitcher of the game, and we'll let you know who that is when we come back. A 5-2 Xaverian lead on HCAM.
Saturday morning cartoons are back. Every Saturday at 8 a.m., HCAM's Toon Time has an hour of classic cartoons, from Betty Boop to Superman to Popeye to Bugs Bunny and more. You'll see your old favorites and discover new ones. So tune in to Toon Time, Saturdays at 8, and start your weekend off with a laugh.
Bottom of the 6th inning, 6th pitcher of the game for Xaverian. Abe Anderson is now the pitcher. He started the game as the DH, so there won't be any change in the batting order as that pitch is knocked foul. Runner retreats to second. At the plate, batting for James Hayward, you got Cam Capello. Wind up on the pitch, and that's low and wild. And the runner from second is going to advance. Both runners advance. Mahan to third, Stacy to second. Anderson set to deliver, a swing and a miss. That's going to make the count 1-2. Well, Abe Anderson has pitched 5 2/3 of an inning for Xaverian this season, a 1.23 ERA. And that pitch got away from the catcher. But a pretty good job by Hargreaves quickly retrieving it. Takes a long look in, and the hitter wants time. Runners on second and third, 1 out for the Hillers. Wind up and the pitch. There's a strike, and he got him. 2 away. Up next, Gabe Cafazzo. Swing and a miss. Cafazzo does indeed bat, and swing and a miss there, 0-1. Cafazzo has walked a pair of times today. And a breaking pitch a little inside there. That's tipped foul, 1-2. Hiller softball update. They now lead at 6-3 in the bottom of the 4th. Actually, it looks like they're in the top of the 4th. Fazio steps out of the batter's box for some time. Strong wind gust comes in. That pitch inside. 2-2. Set to deliver. Fouled away. The battle continues. Well, looking at these pitcher stats for Xaverian, it looks like they go by a committee a good amount. They do have a couple guys that look like they get multiple innings in their start. And that is going to be strike 3. Fouled into the catcher's glove, and that will wrap up the inning We are heading to the top of the 7th with the scores of Xaverian 5, Hillers 2 on HCAM. Top of the 7th inning. Dylan Ruff remains out there for the Hillers. He's pitched well since coming in. Nick Winstrom, the left fielder at the plate, takes a strike. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away. 0-2 the count. Leg lift and the pitch. And there's strike 3. Got him. That'll bring up the top of the order. Jack O'Neill stepping in. He's been a pest today. Had that grand slam in the 2nd inning. And walked and scored a run in the 5th inning off a sacrifice RBI flyout from Nolan Rapoli. He'll take a strike. Well, the Hillers have had 2 straight home walk-offs heading into today's game. Could they perhaps get something going in the bottom of the 7th, make it a 3rd? We'll see, but for now, that's driven to center. Nice catch by Nick Pedroli for the 2nd out. Pedroli had to make that catch off balance. It was coming in hot, but he did a nice job getting there. Jackson Morse stepping to the plate. And he gets a big piece of this one, but it's right to the right fielder, James Hayward, for the out. 1, 2, 3 they go. To the bottom of the 7th we go. It's 5-2. Xaverian leading the Hillers on HCAM. Bottom of the 7th inning. Hillers down to their final 3 outs. They're looking to get the bats rolling here. Top of the order, Mitch Simulus stepping in. One and oh the count. And there's a strike, 1-1. Abe Anderson out there to try to close it out. Looking to end the Hiller win streak. Hillers have won their last 3 as that's fouled away. Actually, it's last 2. They lost a road game prior to the Westwood game. 1-2 the count. That pitch outside, 2-2. And a nasty pitch there for out number 1. Nice breaking pitch by Abe Anderson. That's going to bring up Nick Pedroli. That pitch a little outside. Good hold on the swing by Pedroli, 1-0. And a strike there, 1-1. Well, I think we've learned you can't count out the Hillers. That pitch outside, 2-1. Dylan Ruff due up next. Outside there, 3-1. Pedroli has reached base all 3 times at the plate so far today. And he's going to reach for a 4th time. He draws the walk. Dylan Ruff set to step in. And a strike there as he tips it foul. The 0-1. And he gets a piece of this one. Glove by the shortstop, flip to second for 1, throw to first, and that is your ball game. A 6-4-3 double play to wrap it up. And Xaverian is going to come away with the 5-2 win over the Hopkinton Hillers. It is the Hillers' first loss in quite a while on their home turf, but they're going to fall short today as Xaverian captures the 5-2 victory. The Hawks score 5 runs on 3 hits, committing no errors. Hillers 2 runs on 7 hits. And a good committee pitching performance by Xaverian as they get the best of the Hillers here today. Xaverian now 7-1 on the season. Hillers fall to 5-3. That is going to do it for our broadcast here today. A big thank you to Denise Antaki for her fantastic camera work. And for everyone at HCAM, I'm Tom Nappy. The final score for the final time, Xaverian defeats the Hillers by a final of 5-2. We thank you for watching. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll talk to you again soon. Goodbye, everybody.